Hey everybody, hope you're having a good week, staying hydrated. I know most of the country, not all the country, is sweltering. We are at 105 here and could be up to 115 by the weekend. So it's dangerous out there. Anyways, for those of you, a lot of you who already know me, know that in my days of work, as it were, promoting and whatnot, I became a huge Star Wars fan. And there was weeks that I literally would spend every weekend and watch it 2 or 3 times in a really nice theater in Seattle, in a row, just boom, 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 right? Just never left. Had popcorn and soda and whatever, and that was my meals for the day and my how I spent my weekend when I wasn't working. And I don't know why. I mean, it just was something that captured my imagination, and I guess threw me back to the very first film I ever saw in a theater, which was Forbidden Planet with my dad, that he took me to, and I always told my mom that was a huge mistake because that became my center of attention, was movie theaters. And it's funny how some things. I mean, I saw this movie called Kiss the Girls and Make Them Die, which was a Mike Connors film, and he did sort of a James Bond riff. Only this was long before there was Dr. No, and I got a DVD of it from Europe a couple days ago, and watched it again, and it was like, wow! And I thought this was so great, But for me, Star Wars still, especially episodes 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, I really enjoy. 6, it was kind of, it seemed like a trumped up way to end it all. And the Rey stuff is good, but it's kind of, I don't know. We can thank the idiot, that lady who's now in charge of Lucasfilms, I think, for some of the miscarriage and whatnot of what's going on with those films. And she doesn't get along with anybody, obviously, because she doesn't get along with Kevin Feige, who's the main guy behind all of that, and on it goes. And anyway, we'll see how it all pans out. Supposedly, she's being let go in certain areas of certain films and some of the Disney Plus shows, and we'll kind of go from there. But anywho, today, and I already unboxed it because I actually had a power outage that made me lose everything there for a few minutes, so I've already opened this. But I wanted to share with you the Skywalker saga, which has all 9 DVDs in this book type format, in 4K, and includes, in fact, a digital copy, so that if you're into that sort of thing, I personally like that. It saves me from, usually I'm very good about my DVDs, and I have literally thousands of DVDs, and I usually keep them in a certain area and in a certain way, and I can go right to something and find it. Unfortunately, it's gotten away from me a little bit, and by doing that, I usually go by director, believe it or not, and like all my Dario Argentos are together. Anyway, but with this, you get this little thing from letter type thing from Mark Hamill, not actually really his signature, but something that he had dictated out, that about the whole thing. Each one of these, as you can see here, you can see that there's artwork for each one of the films as it goes along. And it was something that for me, it's like this was a huge part of my life. And in fact, the first real big, I think, convention I ever went to, if you want to call it that, which was put on by some guys in Seattle who didn't know what they were doing, and had to be bailed out by Gene Roddenberry. which was kind of a sad situation all the way around. But nonetheless, we got to meet some really cool people. B.B. Bish from Star Trek II, and some others. But probably the coolest thing that I at the time for me was David Prowse was there, and I'm so glad I got a chance to meet him. I'm so glad I had a chance to get an autograph from him and that sort of thing. But I think this is a very important piece of kind of our history with Star Wars, and that's kind of rekindled my collecting whatnot. I used to have literally the very first Star Wars poster that came out, which was if you have seen posters from that time period, or you collect them, you know that it has to be it had a National Screen Society number on it, and if it didn't have that, it wasn't real. And I used to have a stack of like 10, 15 of just the very first one that I bought from working. But anyway, it's kind of rekindled. I've gotten into some. Let me grab one of these. Actually, this is Rey. As you know, Disneyland did their Star Wars rides with the Millennium Falcon that they built, and they've done some classic, what they call legendary lightsabers that you can buy there or pay big bucks on eBay. This one, which is quite heavy and cool, is Rey Skywalker. For those that don't like her being called Rey Skywalker, it's Rey Palpatine, I guess. Rey's, they did the legendary, and after a lot of, as I started getting into buying some of these and getting some of these, I have Luke's and Leia's and whatnot. There are many companies out there. So if you're looking to buy one, I can't afford the most expensive. I mean, there is a company that does them for $800 and $900. They are incredible. That being said, obviously, I don't have $800-900 to drop right at the moment for just one lightsaber. I have forked out some money for some of the limited editions, like this box set. Actually, I have all the box sets from Disneyland, like that. But this is for those of you that know that you can hear that. Rosario Dawson's character and it's numbered here in the top, and this one's number 2971 out of 6,000. And these are, you can hear the music playing there, I'm sorry, where she carries two lightsabers, and what you're paying for in essence is the box and the hilt, and the hilts come, there we go, there's the hilts. Quite heavy, very heavy actually. And I didn't bring a blade out here so you could see how they work. The blade comes separately, so you got another about $100 whatever to get the blades that go on the end here that will make the sound. But these are just identical to the ones that she uses in the show, which I think are just. And they have the hilt. If you're into cosplay, you can, hang it from your belt and be dressed up. Anyway, these have become quite collectible, and there's quite a group out there that gets into these. That being said, here's the thing: is that while some of the ones Disney have, I think, are just absolutely beautiful, and these are, they've also did a set that. It's got Luke and Leia's that look and they're wrapped exactly like how Rey buried them at the end of the very last film that we got. But you need to kind of do your homework. There are some out there, and I'm sure you've heard of Hasbro, did toys, and you're probably going, oh yeah, so what? Well, the Hasbro has the Star Wars rights to do toys. They also have the rights to do some lightsabers. So, having done my research as I knew I should, the one thing that came out was there's several of them like Rey's that actually are better from Hasbro in their Dark series than they are from the Disney. And if you see right here, you can see that lights up, which Rey's did, plus the fact that you have, plus you have the on and off switches, which is just like hers. You see this little thing right here, and you just turn that, and it's on, turn it, and you turn it off. Whereas the Disney actually just has a button that you push, and that does not light up inside the metal part here, which was quite disappointing. And thanks to some buddies, YouTube, who he's a huge collector, he was the one who pointed that out and said he was going to wait for this one. And it's by far, and it's about the same price, about $200, $270 for one like this. The big thing too was the announcement at San Diego Comic-Con that they're doing a Darth Vader. The Darth Vader, the Legacy has been retired and is no longer available to buy in Disneyland, is what I'm being told. But the Vader is being done by Hasbro in their Dark series. Beautiful and well done, and has gotten great reviews from people who got advanced copies in San Diego, who basically are, influencers, and they're trying to get you to, they get them for free, most of them. But the bottom line is that they're not being released to a lot of the toy stores or some of the places that are on the internet for sale. You can pre-order them right now and pay up front, and they are saying it'll be released sometime in November, in the 16th, 18th, something like that of November. But I'm telling you right now, I already have one on the way. In fact, it should be here as early as maybe tomorrow, because it's shipped DHL, and I've seen exactly where it's gone. I'm sorry, FedEx. It's coming FedEx. So I know exactly where it is right this minute. If you go to Hasbro, go to Hasbro.com and buy directly from Hasbro, which is, same price as you'd pay elsewhere, they're shipping right now. Now, there is a chance they'll sell out. So if you want one and want it immediately, you better jump on it right now. So that's just a heads up to you that if you're into it, you really want it, you can beat everybody else and make sure, because these things go out of print and they put them away and retire them quite rapidly. There's a lot of different ones. In fact, the ones I just showed you in the box, of course, those were numbered and gone. But before that, they had done another set, which looked a little bit different and weren't quite as good as these. And they were retired, and that people were screaming about the fact that they'd been retired. Well, Disney's going to do what Disney wants to do. So you may or may not see them come back into it, and chances are they do it in a little different way or different color or whatever it might be. But go to Hasbro, you can buy one right now, and they'll get it shipped to you real quickly. And you should have it, probably not before the end of the month at this point, since we're at the end of the month. But I'll give it a shot so you can see what it looks like when it shows up here in a few days. But anyway, there you go. Very excited about this Skywalker saga, going back through it for the umpteenth thousandth time, but this time in 4K. Thank you for checking out these lightsabers. Anyway, you guys take care, stay hydrated, stay cool. Watch out for your pets. I have to say that because I'm hearing here there's already been some deaths among some pets because they're leaving them out and not, In fact, somebody was dumping them in front of the veterinary clinics and stuff, and just leaving them, and that's, it's a weekend, there's a chance they may not get taken in. So anyway, take care, everybody. We'll talk soon.